Shalom, Israel. Tonight's teaching will be called, But ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value. So we're going to break that down and see who that's talking about and what it's all meaning. So first, let's get right into it. Psalm 78 and 2. I will open my mouth in a parable. I will utter dark sayings of old. So this is how he's going to speak to his people. And it's our jobs through his precepts in order to get these dark sayings and parables, to understand them and get the interpretation thereof, we have to do our studies. Isaiah 28, 9 and 10. Whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon upon line, here a little and there a little. So this is the way we need to study. We need to study through precepts, line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little from the old, from the new, and from the apocryphal. Psalms 119:4 and 104. Thou hast commanded us to keep thy precepts diligently. Through thy precepts I get understanding. Therefore I hate every false way. So it's a commandment. He's not asking. If anyone's doing it a different way, it's a false way. Isaiah 34:16. Seek ye out of the book of the Spirit of God and read. No one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate. For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them. So you need to seek out this book. There's many books in this one book. Don't go outside it. If you want to get the interpretation and in the parables and the dark sayings, through the precepts, precept upon precept, line upon line, in this book, like it's commanded, then you'll get the understanding. 2 Peter 1:20 and 21. Knowing is first that no prophecy of the scripture is of any private interpretation. For the prophecy came not in old time by the will of man, but holy men of God spake as they were moved by the Holy Ghost, by the separated body. So there's no private interpretation. If whoever's using precepts, they come to the same answer. Okay? Not by men, this was by the separated body, that spirit that was in the men that produced this. Ecclesiastes 12 and 12. And further by these, my son, be admonished. Of making many books there is no end, and much study is a weariness of the flesh. Stick with this book. Follow the precepts. So we're going to start off with Job 13 and 4. But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value. So I want to give the definition of forgers, lies, physicians, and value. Let's go up one second. Forgers, counterfeits, deceivers, smiths, fabricators. Now, lies, falsehood, vanity, deceive. A physician is a healer or a doctor. Value is regard, worth, honor, esteem, respect. So these forgers, these deceivers of lies, of falsehood and vanity, ye are all physicians, healers and doctors of no value, of no worth, no honor, no respect. Let's see why. We should see why, but let's see through the precepts. And let's see why he's saying this. Because a physician is supposed to heal. If he's a doctor and a healer, he's supposed to make a person whole. But they're forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value. Not some of them, he says all. Let's see who these individuals are. Psalms 58:3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born. Doing what? Speaking lies. So these forgers are wicked. Because we already know it says that they speak in lies. Forgers of lies. Psalms 58:3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. As soon as they be brought forth, they speak in lies. 1 Timothy 4:2. Speaking lies in hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron, being hypocrites. Now I know where we got this. We see this all day, every day. These church buildings and these camps, speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron. These forgers of lies, these physicians of no value. They can't heal anything but what they're talking about, because they don't have the true word in them. Hypocrisy, craftiness, false appearance, ungodliness. This is what they're doing. Dressing it up, making it look like something that is not. Using crafty precepts of men, getting people to join them in condemnation. Speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron. Deuteronomy 13:13. Certain men, the children of Belial, are gone out from among you, and have withdrawn the inhabitants of their city, saying, let us go and serve other gods, other idols, which ye have not known. So these gods with lowercase g are idols. We know there's only one true God. But this is what they say, let's go serve something else. We don't want to serve Jehovah, we're going to serve something else. It says, certain men, the children of Belial. Let's see what Belial is. These children, right? Children of Belial. Children of Satan. Children of wickedness. Children who are useless and worthless. Children who are physicians of no value, but forgers of lies. There they go right here. We see them again in the church buildings. We see them on YouTube as well. We see them on the street corners. speaking these lies, dressing themselves up to make them seem godly on the outside, but on the inside, they have not the spirit of Jehovah. Let's get another example of these forgers of lies and physicians of no value. 1 Kings 21, 1 and 2. And it came to pass after these things that Naboth the Jezreelite had a vineyard, which was in Jezreel, hard by the palace of Ahab, king of Samaria. And Ahab spake unto Naboth, saying, Give me thy vineyard, that I may have it for a garden of herbs, because it is near unto my house. And now I'll give thee for it a better vineyard than it. Or, if it seem good to thee, I will give thee the worth of it in money. So pay attention. 1 Kings 21, 3 and 4. And Naboth said to Ahab, The Spirit of God forbade it me, that I should give the inheritance of my fathers unto thee. And Ahab came into the house heavy and displeased because of the word which Naboth the Jezreelite had spoken to him. For he had said, I will not give thee the inheritance of my fathers. And he laid him down upon his bed and turned away his face and would eat no bread. So he's not going to learn any doctrine. 1 Kings 21, 5 and 6. But Jezebel, his wife, came to him and said unto him, Why is thy spirit so sad that thou eatest no bread? And he said unto her, Because I spake unto Naboth the Jezreelite, and said unto him, Give me thy vineyard for money, or else, if it please thee, I will give thee another vineyard for it. And he answered, I will not give thee my vineyard. Let's see who his wife is. Let's see this Jezebel. Jezebel, unchaste, self-righteous, without. So we know without is good for nothing. They are dogs. But we'll get into that. So we know where Jezebel stands. Let me see if I want to get without. One second. Let me see. Okay, that's good. First Kings 21, 7 and 8. And Jezebel his wife said unto him, Doest thou now govern the kingdom of Israel? Arise and eat bread, and let thy heart be merry. I will give thee the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite. So she wrote letters in Ahab's name and sealed them with his seal, and sent the letters unto the elders and to the nobles that were in his city, dwelling with Naboth. Let's see what happened. So she's forging lies there. 1 Kings 21, 9 and 10. And she wrote in the letters, saying, Proclaim a fast and set Naboth on high among the people, and set 2 men, sons of Belial, before him, to bear witness against him, saying, Thou didst blaspheme God and the king, and then carry him out and stone him, that he may die. So But ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value. So let's see if these elders in the cities did what this forger of lie, this Jezebel, did. Let's see if they followed. Because we know Jezebel is self-righteous without unchaste. Now you see she's forging a lie here in this letter. 1 Kings 21, 11 and 12. And the men of this city, even the elders and the nobles who were the inhabitants in his city, did as Jezebel had sent unto them, and as it was written in the letters which she had sent unto them. So these physicians are of no value. They don't care about righteousness or the word of Jehovah, as we see. So they proclaimed a fast and set Naboth on high among the people. 1 Kings 21:13. And there came in 2 men, children of Belial, and sat before him. So we know who these children are, children of Satan. And the men of Belial witnessed against him, even against Naboth, in the presence of the people, saying, Naboth did blaspheme God and the king. Then they carried him forth out of the city and stoned him with stones that he died. So we just seen what that was saying. But ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value. So why didn't these elders do what Jehovah told them to do? Why would they do what Jezebel told them to do? Or anything unrighteous at that. Because they're physicians of no value. Jeremiah 9 and 5. And they will deceive everyone his neighbor and will not speak the truth. They have taught their tongue to speak lies and weary themselves to commit iniquity. So they don't have no truth in them. They can't speak the truth because they are forgers of lies. Physicians of no value. They're worthless. They're without. They're nothing. Isaiah 9, 15 and 16. The ancient and honorable, he is the head, and the prophet that teacheth lies, he is the tail. For the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed. So those people put an innocent man to death and stoned him because what? They set up false prophets. They didn't know the good from the right from the wrong. They didn't know what was going on. They weren't privy to the information or the lies. So he caused the people to err, to go astray. We already see no sons of Belial, children of Satan. So that's what it says. The ancient honorable, he's the head. The prophet that teaches lies, he is the tail. Where they teaching lies at? In all the buildings, and on the corners, all their channels, teaching lies. Second Peter 2 and 1. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Creator that brought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. So they know they're telling a lie. They're probably taking all your money. I mean, it's not private anymore, but they're taking your money. Probably got their agenda to do what they're going to do with these people who's following them. There might be some that's actually trying to find Jehovah, and they over here teaching them lies for a fee. Because they forges of lies. They're supposed to be healing with the word. Their words don't heal because their physicians are no value. They don't have the spirit in them. They appear on the outside to be godly, but inside is dead man bones. We see this all the time. Some have their suits on, expensive suits. Some have their Power Ranger uniforms on. They have different things, but on the outside, they're trying to give you a appearance to make it seem like they're godly or righteous or they got something going on. But they're physicians that of no value. They ain't talking about nothing because they're forging lies because they have not the truth. Matthew 24:11, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. They deceiving many. Many. They sing a song, do a dance. They listen to whatever word they think they're getting at that moment, but it's really all an emotional attachment that they're having to this place and these people because they're not really saying anything. Basically, do what you want to do. This man who you never known or seen died for you. So keep doing what you're doing and live your life. You know that you can't do good. I know you can't do good, so just keep doing bad. But he died for you. Just say that he is and he is, and then you're good. That's the message. I don't know. Matthew 7:15. Beware. So he's warning us about this. Beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. They look like you. They dress real nice. Hey, I got the watch, look, Louis Vuitton. Everything look nice. So I'm the Most High definitely is blessing me with even though blessings is not money, but He's blessing me. You see me, I'm doing this. You heard my word. 3 million viewers on in the stadium, 100. That means nothing. It says, beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. They want everything you got, all your money. They want that soul. Because what? The ancient and honorable is the head. And the prophet that teaches lies, he's the tail. They want to fulfill all their desires. And they'll even kill you to do it. Or have you go to hell with them. I mean, they don't care. They don't mind. Genesis 49:27. Benjamin shall raven as a wolf. In the morning he shall devour the prey, and at night he shall divide the spoil. I put this here because the people deceiving you can be your own family, look just like you. It don't matter. If the ancient and honorable is the head of that vessel, it don't matter if he or she look just like you. Because we know this. Let's go to Romans 9:6. We all gotta understand what he's saying. Oh, 9:6. not as though the word of God have taken none effect, for they are not all Israel, Jehovah's servants, which are of Israel. So you could be any one of these. You could look just like you could be a twin. It don't matter. If the ancient and honorable is the head, they'll be the tail, and they'll try to devour you. In the morning he shall devour the prey, which is you. And at night he shall divide the spoil, all that money he just gave him. Or whatever you gave him or her. Sometimes they want more than money. Who knows? Second Corinthians 11, 14, 15a. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Don't be amazed. Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness. So it's not nothing, for you to be, oh man, I never knew. It's nothing. Listen, they could be your own brother, your own mother, your own sister, your father. They cloaked with that, with like looking righteous. Satan don't always come like what we think he's gonna come with balance, and no, he can come real nice, sneaking subtly, tell you nice words. We seen that with Adam and Eve. Tell you nice words, give you those what? Those lies. Cause remember, it's a forger of lies. It ain't gonna heal you of anything, but it's gonna get you those lies, and you're gonna believe those lies. Pump yourself up. Let's read that again. 2 Corinthians 11, 14, and 15a. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light, to a messenger of night. Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness. But their positions are no value, because they don't have the truth. They have not the word. They're forgers of lies. Let's move on. Jeremiah 23, 25, and 26. I have heard what the prophets said, that prophesy lies in my name, in my way, saying, I have dreamed, I have dreamed. Oh, yeah. How long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesy lies? Yea, they are prophets of the deceit of their own heart. They're forgers of lies, physicians of no value. Jeremiah 14, 14. Then the Spirit of God said unto me, the prophets prophesy lies in my way, in my name. I sent them not, neither have I commanded them, neither spake unto them. They prophesy unto you a false vision and divination, and a thing of naught, and the deceit of their heart. You don't even know them. Not, right? Not, nothing, without effect. Physicians of no value, they're nothing. They're speaking all these words out of their own heart, out of their own mind. They're forging lies. Physicians of no value. They can't heal anything. They're not doing anything. They're doing nothing. Revelations 12:15. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. You read that again. Matter of fact, let's go to serpent first. Let's go to serpent first, so we can see. Creature of confusion, devil, creature of deceit. We just seen that deceit was in their heart and their mind, or profited them nothing, right? So let's go back. Let's read this again. Revelation 12:15. And the creature of confusion, the creature of deceit, the devil, cast out of his mouth, out of his communication, water, knowledge as a flood after the woman, after spirit, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood, of the abundance of knowledges, talking all those lies to confuse you so you could be deceived, to kill you because you're prey. Come to you in cheap clothing, but are ravening wolves. Children of Satan, speaking lies, forgers of lies, physician of no value. First John 4:1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of God. Why? Because many false prophets are going out into the world. Not a few, many. That's why you have to try the spirits. You need to have that discernment. You get that from the word, from Jehovah, not from forgers of lies and physicians of no value. Jeremiah 13:10. This evil people, which refuse to hear my words, which walk in the imaginations of their heart, and walk after other gods, those are idols, little g, to serve them and to worship them, shall even be as this girdle, which is good for nothing. Physicians of no value are good for nothing. Forgers of lies. Reject the truth. They refuse to hear Jehovah. They live in the imaginations of their own mind and walk after idols and respect them. And these are physicians of no value. These are evil people. Matthew 5:13. Ye are the salt of the earth. But if the salt have lost his savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is there thenceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and to be trodden under foot of men. This is good for nothing. Isaiah 41:24. Behold, remember, ye are of nothing, and your work of naught. We already seen what naught was. An abomination is he that chooseth you. Why? Because ye are physicians of no value, and ye are forgers of lies. So it's an abomination. Isaiah 41:29. Behold, remember, they are all vanity. Their works are nothing. Their molten images are wind and confusion, because they're forgers of lies, physicians of no value, no work. They don't put in no work. Let's see what vanity. Not vanity. Let's see what vanity. Let's look at vanity. Remember, they are all vanity. They're arrogant, they're empty, fruitless. We know it's fruitless. Why? Because their works are nothing. They got that pride, that idolatry, because we just seen they were serving those idols. Galatians 6:3. For man, male or female, think himself to be something when he is what? Nothing, he deceiveth himself. And if he convinces you, he or she convinces you to believe you're something and to do the same, then you are also deceiving yourself. John 9:33. If this man, or male or female, were not of God, he could do what? Nothing. If you don't have Jehovah or the Spirit, you are a physician of no value, forgers of lies, because he's not giving you the wisdom, and you could do nothing. It's pretty simple. John 6:63. It is the Spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. Aren't we flesh? The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. So if they're forging lies, they are speaking death. They're speaking flesh, and that leads to death. Forgers of lies, physicians of no value. Because they're giving you lies and words that's going to lead you to death. They're not healing anything. Wisdom of Solomon 9:6. For though a man, male or female, be never so perfect among the children of men, yet if thy wisdom be not with him, he shall be nothing regarded. So you need to have that spirit. Jeremiah 7:8 and 9. Behold, remember, ye trust in lying words that cannot profit. Will ye still murder and commit adultery and swear falsely and burn incense into Baal and walk after other gods whom ye know not? He said this cannot profit nothing. Jeremiah 8:8 and 9. How do ye say we are wise, and the law of the Spirit of God is with us? Lo, certainly in vain made he it. The pen of the scribes is in vain. The wise men are ashamed, they are dismayed and taken. Lo, they have rejected the word of the Spirit of God, and what wisdom is in them? There is none. Why? Because they are physicians of no value, forgers of lies. Without the Spirit, they cannot do nothing. They are of no value. We got to get this. Baruch 6:70. For as a scarecrow in a garden of cucumbers keepeth nothing, so are their gods, lowercase g, their idols, of wood and laid over with silver and gold. It's not doing nothing. Jeremiah 8:10 and 11. Therefore will I give their wives unto others, and their fields to them that shall inherit them. For everyone from the least even unto the greatest is given to covetousness, from the prophet even unto the priest, every one dealeth falsely. For they have healed the hurt of the daughter of my people, slightly saying, peace, peace, when there is no peace. So what is this saying? Ye are forgers of lies, physicians of no values. They didn't heal. There's no value. Jeremiah 8 and 22. Is there no balm in Gilead? Is there no physicians there? Why then is not the health of the daughter of my people recovered? I know what I'm going to say. Because these physicians of no value, forgers of lies. They go in these buildings, give all this money, come back every week the same way, if not worse. Don't have any knowledge. Have to get other books and other books and other books. Still have no knowledge after that. Cry because they keep sinning. And then keep on top of that, they're giving money. We're going to elaborate more on that in the next few slides. Luke 8:43. And a woman having an issue of blood, of lifestyle, 12 years, which had spent all her living upon physicians. So she spent all her living. Neither could be healed of any. So we were just saying that story, but she spent all her living. So imagine somebody going to that building 20, 30, 40, 50 years with the same issue, have this issue, not on top of this issue, not learning any knowledge, not having the spirit in them because they're preaching lies. Then he or she fell for the lie. So they believe a man died for them and they keep on sinning, staying in sin. And then on top of those issues, now you broke. Tobit 2:10. And I knew not that there were sparrows in the wall, and my eyes being opened, the sparrows muted warm dung into mine eyes, and the whiteness came in mine eyes. And I went to the physicians, but they helped me not. Moreover, Achacharis did nourish me until I went unto Elamias. But these physicians you see here still helped him not, and he's going through his issues of his understanding. What's going on with these physicians? They have no value. Mark 5:25-26. And a certain woman which had an issue of blood 12 years, let's go back. We get some more information for the same thing. 26. And she suffered many things of many physicians, and had spent all that she had, and was nothing better. How can something get better when the physicians are of no value? They're speaking they forges of lies. But guess what? But rather grew worse. Because now you have more problems on top of the ones that you had before. Because you got to keep paying this. Once your money done, what you going to do now? Let's read that again. And a certain woman which had an issue of blood 12 years, and had suffered many things of many physicians, and had spent all that she had, and was nothing bettered, but rather grew worse. Growing worse because now you're living with that same condition and that same lack of knowledge, and now you're comfortable in it, and you deceived, and you got a word that you believe that something else or someone else now is going to pay for everything that you're doing. That deception just keeps getting worse and worse in your brain. Your condition gets worse and worse because it's a falsity that you're dealing with, and you know it's not true. Some don't know it's true. Some really believe it, but then they don't take the time to sit down and be like, no, I don't think that doesn't. Let me read. Let me actually read. Let me actually seek Jehovah. They don't do this because it's more comfortable for someone else to take responsibility for the things that they're doing. It was for me. It was for a lot of us to think that. Matthew 16, 11, 12. How is it that you do not understand that I speak it not to you concerning bread, that ye should beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees? Then understood they how that he bade them not beware of the leaven of bread, but of the doctrine of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees. Why? Why is this all leading right here? Because this is who he's been talking about the whole time. Because these are the forgers of lies and the physicians of no value. They teach out the doctrine of men, the law of the fathers. Nothing of Jehovah. They look good on their outward appearance and they say it. Remember, he said I've dreamed dreams. He just keep telling you, Jehovah's telling you about them this whole time. This is what they do, this is what they say, this is how they look. Beware. Warning, warning. He's telling us the whole time, be careful. Try the spirits. Matthew 23, 23. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye pay tithes of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, doctrines and teachings, judgments, mercy and faith. These ought ye have to have done, and not to leave the other undone. We already seen that they works, they fruitless, and they works is nothing. They worrying about looking good on the outside, ain't do nothing to change, get closer to Jehovah with the spirit. They worrying about all about the flesh, but we seen the flesh profited nothing. You looking all good out there for what? You're fruitless. Matthew 23, 27. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye like unto whited sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men's bones and of all uncleanness. The physicians of no value. Hypocrites, forgers of lies. Matthew 23, 13. But woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye shut up the kingdom of heaven against men. For ye neither go in yourselves, neither suffer ye them that are entering to go in. So we see that they have no fruits, no works, serving idols, they forgers of lies, physicians of no value, children of Satan, men of Belial. They are the tails, preaching false prophets. The ancient honorable is their head, and they're not getting into the kingdom. And those who listen to them and fall under them are not getting in as well. So let's see where these forgers of lies and physicians of no value end up. and those who follow them. Where are they going? What happens to people who don't want to take the spirit of Jehovah and follow his law, statutes, and commandments? Where do these end up? Not in the kingdom. So if they're not in it, where they at? Revelations 22:15. For without, you see this right here. Let's hold on. Before we close this out, let's look at without, so we can know why this is selected. For without, outside, lack, absent, exclude, barren, right? They barren because they ain't got no spirit in them. They ain't got no knowledge, no wisdom of Jehovah. They full of dead man bones. They outside the kingdom. They absent from the kingdom. They lacking the spirit. Revelations 22:15 in closing. For without are dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers and idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. But ye are forgers of lies, and ye are all physicians of no value. So I hope someone got some understanding, and then beware of these false teachers and false doctrines that's going out in the world. Keep the spirit of Jehovah, keep studying to show thyself approved, and don't faint. So until next time, shalom.